YouTube, Repo Man 64. I want to thank everyone for coming into the Discord and all of your prayers in the comment section here on YouTube for Colleen. She's hanging in there. She's the most faithful person I've ever met, and I'm really proud to have her in the Discord. There's a lot of discussion about this, you know what it is. And the discussion is it the mark of the beast or is it not? I wanted to present a point of view, and I'm not saying I'm right, and I am telling you, this thing's bad news. In my opinion, what I would say is don't do it. Never do it. But I'm going to give you a different reason why not to do it. Because in the Discord, we have a room where people argue back and forth saying it is, it isn't, it is the mark of the beast, it's not the mark of the beast. And it dawned on me the other day when I was listening to Matt over at Wackadoodle Samoan's video, and I made a comment on his video, and that comment was, can anybody show me a single verse in the Bible where it says that pharmakia, because everybody's comparing this to pharmakia, and I agree with you, you're correct, this is pharmakia, and it's evil, and it's bad, and it's no good. But can anyone show me a single verse where pharmakia is linked to the mark of the beast? And the answer, from what I can see, and from my question on Wackadoodle Samoan's comment section on his last, well, I don't know his last one, but the one he made, I think it was last night. Can anybody point me to that verse? So, you can't point me to that verse because it doesn't exist. It does not link the two together. It does talk about both of them. Wow, it's like a hurricane out here. It's very windy. It does talk about both of them, but it never talks about them at the same time. The mark of the beast is a change of heart to follow the beast, to pledge allegiance to the beast, to gain something more than what you currently have, just like Eve did in the garden. You didn't trick her into eating that apple. You didn't put a slice of apple into a banana and say, here, bite this. I got you. I beguiled you. I tricked you. No, that didn't happen. No, she knew exactly what she was doing when she bit that apple. And in heaven, I'm going to ask her. She's in heaven because God made her clothes of, sorry about all the noise, it's raining. Made her clothes of animal skins, which means he sacrificed an animal to cover them and cover their sin. They were the very first example of the people being covered by the blood of Jesus. So I present this thought. This came to me the other day, like I said, when I was watching Matt's video. You know that on the first day of the rapture, it says in the Bible that 1/3 of the people are going to die. That's 2 billion people are going to just die. The Bible doesn't specifically tell us how they're going to die, just that they're going to die. This is my thought. This is what came to me. On the day of the rapture, Satan does not want 8 billion people. I think it's 7 billion. Literally, I believe right now it's 7,777,777,000. I think it's exactly sevens on how many people are on the face of the earth. Satan himself has tried to stop that number from reaching sevens all the way across for quite a while now. By plagues and abortions and you name it, he's done it to try to keep mankind's number down below the number of God. But we strived forward because God told us to go out there and multiply. I had 6 kids. one of them was planned, so I'm not going to take credit for all of that. But still, 6 kids. Multiply is what we're ordered to do. So here's my thought. On that day, what better way to cover the fact that, 153 million people disappeared, a bunch of graves are thrown open, than 2 billion people dropping. How are they going to do that? How is Satan going to drop 2 billion by an imaginary cold, or whatever you want to call that thing? I don't want to say it. The V. Is that what Satan's going to do to get rid of 2 billion people? No. He's going to cause all people, great and small, rich and poor, bond and free, to receive this thing in them. But it's not the mark. It's going to, when they turn on that switch, that 5G, the actual 5G switch, it's really going to mess up a third of this planet. Some people are not physically able to handle what's about to happen. That's just my thought. I am not saying that it is not. I'm not saying that it is, but I can't find it where the passage I just told you is actually the mark of the beast, but the Pharmakia passage is not part of that verse. So is this a precursor? Is this something that they're doing and they flick that switch on and then 2 billion people drop? It's just a thought. I don't know. I really don't know. It just seems to me, how do you hide? How do you stop 7 billion people from dropping to their knees and praying to God because they just missed something that somebody's been talking about some point in their life, except that you knock down a third of them? So it just all mixes in there together. On that day, and the Bible does tell us that, on that day, a third of mankind is going to drop. Don't need to worry about doing it to the children. They're gone. Don't really need to worry about the Christians that have decided, I'm not doing that because I think it is the mark. Don't need to worry about pushing them because they're going to be gone anyway, so you don't have to really go crazy with it. There'll be enough people that'll line up, put out their arm, and allow this to happen. So anyway, just food for thought. I thought I'd bring this out and talk a little bit about Colleen. I've been busy for the past few days, so I haven't really been in there. Every time I see her, she's helping somebody else. Oh, she's fantastic. Come on in there. We got Gina News. We've got so many rooms for, I have a room for Wackadoodle Samoan. He doesn't go in there, but I do put his videos in there. He has his own room. Dr. Barry has his own room. I put their videos in there, and we go in and discuss their videos in their room. I'm sorry about this. I can't stop the rain. I think that's a song. So anyway, Repo Man 64. Keep praying. Remember, like I always say, go to a quiet place by yourself. Nobody needs to know. And you don't need to tell anybody. And ask God to come into your heart. You'll see the change. He'll do the work. He does all the work. John 6:44. Nobody comes to the Father unless the Father draw him. So God does it all. He's Alpha and Omega. I guarantee if you're honest with yourself, the day you say you got saved, you'll remember that there was a drawing that happened before that. What you did was a fruit of your salvation. So I'll put a link to the Discord down at the bottom. Come on in there. Let's discuss this in the V is the MOTB room, and we can discuss this. A lot of the people in the, I have a Discord where I don't just leave people in that agree with me. I don't just put people in there that think exactly like I do. What fun would that be? We get in there and we discuss. I only ask you be nice. You're all Christians, and we're all in there together. And I just ask that everybody respect one another's decision, points of view. I have my point of view, and others have their point of view. And at the end of the day, what if they're right? And this is it. Be careful. Use your better judgment. You don't get to go to heaven and say, but Repo Man said it wasn't. You don't get to do that. you get to go to heaven and answer for yourself. So be careful. I don't think it is, but I'm not 100% sure. I didn't do it. I'm not doing it, but I don't see it. But anyway, I could go on for days and bore you to. Really? I'm like driving here. This guy just pulls right in front. I wish you could have seen that. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, yeah, we'll talk to you later, and we'll see you in the Discord. Have an awesome day.